believe, yes, I believe you died for me on Calvary. So here I am on bended knees.
All right, we are now in the fourth session, and we're going to continue on here with Moses and anger. Again, Moses was the most angry man in the Bible. I suppose part of the reason for that is that he wrote so much. He wrote an enormous amount of the Bible, the first 5 books of the Bible, which is a very long reading, very powerful revelation of the law of God that's in there, and it's just beautiful, all that Moses did. Moses was very mightily used of God. And it's interesting that a lot of very angry people have been greatly used by the Lord, like Paul and David and Moses and Jonah and so on. As you look at Moses' life, over and over, you see him expressing a lot of anger. Not just like anger, it says very angry, great anger. I mean, he was really hot. Do you remember what happened when, how many of you would have gotten upset with Pharaoh all the times you kept going over there and saying, let my people go, and he goes, yeah, I'm going to let them go, and then he turned around and he didn't let them go, and you kept doing that, and he kept doing that, and the plagues kept coming. I would have gotten pretty angry. I don't care what you guys think. I would have gotten upset with him. And so it got really hot. And towards the end, Moses was in a rage. It says he just was in a rage, and he left Pharaoh's presence. Exodus 11:8 says, then he went out from Pharaoh in a great anger. You see those words there? In Exodus, do you remember? He told them, now go out 6 days, pick up the manna. 7th day, you guys get to rest. It's a Sabbath. You know what those guys did? They ran out there on the 7th day looking for it. And also they left it over. They weren't supposed to leave it over, and it turned into worms and all that. Remember all those things? And he was pulling his hair out, and he was really, really upset with them. And he says some of them paid no attention to Moses. I tell you, that'll upset you right there. When you're telling people to do stuff and they pay no attention to you, you're trying to follow God's instruction, and here these people are undermining everything you're doing. They kept it until morning, but it was full of maggots and began to smell. So Moses was angry with them. Moses' full rage comes out at the incident here with the golden calf. Can you imagine? He's up there on the mountain receiving the very divine revelation of God. I mean, the Spirit of God is burning into tablets of stone. He's burning in the commands of God. And the very first one that he burns in, have no other gods before me. And right at the base of the mountain, they're down there making this golden calf, and they're going to fornicate and do all kinds of ungodly things down there. And the Lord tells Moses, you better get down there. He goes, your people, they're not my people, they're your people. They really flipped down there. And Moses goes down there in a rage. And remember that? He threw that stuff down. He got that golden calf. He had it melted down, threw it stuff in the water. He made him drink. He got him. He made him, you drink this water, you rascal. You can just feel the rage that he had in him, And I'm going to say this, and I believe it's true. Sometimes the reason God's leaders are so angry is because God is angry. There's been a few times where I've been really upset about what's going on here, and I realized God was upset. And it was like I was feeling that from the Lord, and now how do I deal with it without killing somebody? I have to be merciful. God's going to kill me. You guys never see me angry, right? I'm a nice guy. I've been pretty angry before. Just ask my wife. Many years ago, a man here in our church, he was here for many years. He was a very evangelistic man. And a good friend of mine, his wife, I was preaching on Proverbs 6, the 7 things that God hates. And I was doing a whole series on hate because there's a lot of Bible verses on hate. And so I was covering this, right? So I finished preaching. I thought it was a pretty good message. And he walks straight down. He goes, Pastor Charlie, he goes, look, I came here to get encouraged. I came here to be lifted up. And here you are talking about things that God hates. Now I'm discouraged. I'm depressed. I'm leaving this service depressed. Man, when he said that, I felt depressed. I go, man. And then so I said, man, you're the worst pastor. You're discouraging the people. It's Sunday morning. Can't you pick a better topic than that? You're talking about things that God hates. You should be encouraged. And so I was at war with myself. And that guy left. He kept coming to our church, but he left that day. Tuesday, he gives me a call. He says, Pastor, I need to talk to you. I said, yeah. He goes, no, I need to meet with you in person. I said, okay. So I was here at the church, and he walks in, and we sat right back there where that back table is there. Sat down with him. He said, what's going on? He goes, I need to tell you something. And he says, promise me you won't tell anybody. He says, I'm having an affair with another woman. He was 70 years old, and the girl he was having an affair with was 32. He'd been married to his wife for 45 years. Christians. And at that time, I wasn't as sanctified as I am right now. And so I said, you rat. Because I knew his wife. His wife was a sweet, sweet lady. I said, you rat. How dare you do that to your wife? I go, does your wife know about this? I found out later she already knew. It had spread to that whole neighborhood what he was doing, and she found out about it. And so I said, you better go home and break this off. And you know, I was threatening him. I said, I can't believe you would do that to your wife. She's been faithful to you for 4, you know, I just nailed him right here. And he says, sorry. Went home, continued on with the affair. Like nothing, drinking water. He was helping this woman. He was paying her bills. He was helping her kids. And it was crazy. He was so entangled with her, he couldn't drop her off very easily. So I was here praying one day, and the Lord spoke to me, and he says, I want you to tell this man that if he does not break this off, something terrible is going to happen to him. And I said, so I called him up, and he came over here. I said, hey, I go, do you believe I hear from God? He goes, yeah. And I said, well, I have a word for you, and it's not very good. And I heard the Lord say this to me, and I prayed about it, and I'm wanting to be merciful to you, and I don't want to be mean to you. I said, but the Lord spoke to me and said, if you don't break this off, something terrible has happened. You need to repent. I'm telling you right now, you got to repent. And he was just like, you know, he was just like, I could tell he was wanting to receive it, but he was already too entangled in this whole thing. So he leaves, continued on, even with that. A week later, and this is when I used to live way over on the other side of town on Warren. A week later, he's calling me frantically, and I'm not trying to make this sensational at all. He's calling me almost screaming, Pastor, Pastor! And I said, why? He goes, come. He says, they found my wife dead in the bathroom. I said, you know, what? He goes, yeah, the ambulance is here. She's dead. So I got dressed, drove all the way across town. I was at his house about 20 minutes. I walked into the bedroom. There he is in bed. And I looked into the bathroom. She collapsed in the bathroom. They had a white plastic thing over her in there. And he was there sitting, smoking a cigarette like a chimney. And I just sat there. And I just was I was upset. I go, why, Lord? Why does she have to die? He's the rat. Why did she die? Maybe just to take her home, and because she was a strong believer in the Lord. Once again, brother, can I tell you, by the way, he continued on with that relationship, that woman. Can I tell you right now, because I want to tell you, you're going to face situations like this where people will stay in their sin and sin and sin, and they can anger you and anger you and anger you because you know they should be doing this or that. And you have to guard your heart, brothers and sisters. Don't let their wickedness get in you and make you angry and make you upset so that everybody, oh, stop it, be quiet. Before you know it, you're upset with your kids, all because of what Joe Blow did. I'm getting mad even right now, just thinking about it. But don't let their nonsense mess your spirit up. You still have to show mercy and grace and love and be forgiving towards people. He's got to deal with the Lord ultimately, and it's not your personal business in that sense, but guard your heart, for out of it are the issues of life. And you're going to need this in these last days. We're going to see so much nonsense on the streets in these last days. You're going to have to guard your heart because you're going to become bitter and angry, and you can't allow that master to crouch in and pounce on you and become that angry man. You can't do that. We can read through Exodus 16, 14. Then Moses became very angry. Who was it? It was his cousin, Korah. Korah was his cousin, first cousin. Another angry guy, Korah, in that family line of Levi. His cousin came against him, rose up against him, his own cousin. Do you remember his own sister and brother rose up against him? All this anger is being expressed. In Psalm 106, while talking about these stories going back to what was happening to Moses, it says this, there's this divine commentary, Psalm 106, 32 and 33. At Meribah 2, they angered the Lord. You see that? The Lord's angry, causing Moses serious trouble. And they made Moses angry. And he spoke foolishly. He did. Here, Aaron's sons offer strange fire on the altar, and fire comes down from heaven and burns them up. So your two nephews are dead by the judgment of God. And you would think Moses would have a little bit of compassion for his brother Aaron. You would think like you just lost your firstborn and your secondborn in the judgment of God. No, Moses went right after you idiots. And he goes and he blasts Aaron and he blasts Ithamar and the two other sons that were left. He blasts them. How dare you guys do this? You see what God can do. He's just so upset. Moses became very angry with Eleazar and Ithamar. There they are, there's their names. And Aaron's remaining sons. He was upset. He was mad. All right. In this next teaching, which to me is the most powerful of all the teachings on anger, and that is what Jesus said about anger. It's very profound, very deep. And we're going to go really to the heart of our anger problems.
Give me strength to run the race with my hands in head lifted high. Oh, I